Hello, my friend. What you're going to be listening to next is basically my personal morning journal, which I recorded under covers. So I woke up and I had a million thoughts in my brain, which sometimes, quite often, is the case. There's been so much going on in my life. So I don't even want to listen back to this recording, and I'm not going to. So I do apologize if there's major sort of uncomfortable parts of listening where there's bed sheets, making noises. I was just trying to improve the acoustics by staying undercover, which is what I always do because I'm obviously a spy. But I just, after recording, I just remember the feeling that I would love to share more of my deep thoughts, my internal worlds with more people, because any connection that I've ever created where I really do feel like we deeply get into the nitty-gritty of existence, that's where the big rewards lie. So kind of shitting myself, but at the end of the first episode of my friend podcast, I did say that I'll try and share this if I can. So I actually haven't listened back to the recordings because I thought I'll just get it out there. If it's painful, then just stop listening. Let's move on. But it's time I started sharing more. I feel like that's very important in this moment in my life. So if you do listen, if you do find it, I don't even know what, interesting, thought-provoking, whatever, then please do share this episode with one friend, just one friend. And make sure you subscribe to my podcast, which I'm determined to keep going. This is not one of them ones that's just going to start, fizzle out, and not exist anymore. So let's go. I hope you buckle in, because I think you're in for a journey throughout my mind, and I recorded pretty much all of this completely with my eyes shut, apart from when my alarm clock went off partway through the recording. So here we go. Enjoy. I hope you have a lovely day, and I shall catch you now on this episode. Let me get under my duvet. There we go. That's the sound quality. I've just woken up thinking about what I posted last night on social media. So I wrote on Instagram that about one of my friends. They're like, go on, my Sicilian parkour boy, something like that. He's nearly 10 years younger than me, and we tend to go climbing together. We also go to a gymnastics thing because he does parkour and I do other things. So we sometimes we've gone together, but we don't actually spend any time together in there, and it's funny. And so this morning I just thought that the way I used the word my, as in my parkour friend or boy, whatever, is that everyone actually wears like a different cape for social interactions, and everyone who's close to me, for me, I mean, like, as in, they don't need to feel like they're close to me, but if I feel like they are close to me, then they are close to me for the reasons that the way they present themselves to me, because everyone plays a different role in front of everyone else's eyes, and it's such a fascinating dynamic. It's unbelievable, because the way somebody is with somebody is completely different to how they are with someone else, or can be. And I think people with real integrity, and by the way, the word integrity is so funny. I'll get back to that. It's like everyone is always going to act out a different role with everyone, but as long as that aligns with their inner self, then that's fine, and that's perfect. That's perfection. If the way you're behaving doesn't hurt anyone else, then that's all a victory. So, say me with my clients. I'm a personal trainer. I see my private clients, and I see one or two at a time. And I am, and this has changed over the years as well, but I am in a role of authority, and so I take a different stance. And I'm at my gym, and I will talk to them in a certain way, really. Whereas if we were actually out somewhere else with the same people, I would play a different role, because I'm no longer the person who's at work, who's being paid to tell other people what to do. It's so fascinating. It's really difficult actually to let that guard down sometimes. I feel like I've learned quite well over the years actually. Oh, my voice is so shit. Every morning, I don't know what to do. Maybe I should probably drink a pint of water with salt. But, oh my God, something I learned recently. Salty water is so good. It's so good. That's how I had a heat stroke in Spain last year, because I was skating for hours, inline skating, and I drank a lot of water, but without any salt in it. So basically, it just came through me. I just needed to piss instead of actually having it with salt, and then it just stays in the body. That was a big lesson, actually. That was a big lesson. So nowadays, every morning, I have a pint of water with salt, and I put some diluted juice in, just so it doesn't taste like, it's disgusting. But anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, so these different situations, it's so interesting, because I feel like a younger version of myself would have thought that somebody's been fake, or somebody's, like, whatever. But I've just really done some inner search and realised that actually I feel like as long as I am true to myself, I'm not lying to anyone, and I just do my best to be a good person and help people out, hopefully, sometimes, often, hopefully, then it's absolutely okay to be a different person in different situations. We're all very changing beings. We all change all the time. And so the world changes around us, and we change along with the world. It's all, oh my God, okay, my morning thoughts are getting a bit too deep. How far should we go? Not too far, but a little bit. Let me check that this is still recording. Yes. So, I need to blow my nose as well. This is disgusting. My current understanding of the world is that I actually reckon, so we understand 4 dimensions. Well, forward, backwards, side to side, up and down, and time. Did I get that right? Oh my God. The dimensions, yeah. So, the directions we can move, and time. And mathematical equations show us that there are... okay, so I'm not totally up to scratch with the current research, but at some point I read a book and it was like, we know that there are 11 dimensions, and then I think somebody mentioned, like some astrophysicist or something mentioned in a podcast that maybe there's 14. I don't know. I might be absolutely wrong about this, but what is certain is that we definitely have more than 4 dimensions in the universe. Oh God, I really need water. Anyway. What I think is... my deep feeling is that the universe is consciousness. Like, consciousness isn't... we're trying to determine... we can't understand the human brain, as in why it's conscious, what consciousness is, what brings about consciousness. And I feel like I've done a lot of thinking about it. I've done a lot of thinking around this thing. And I deeply feel that consciousness is everywhere. Like, a rock isn't conscious in a way, but because it's part of this universe, it's part of our reality, it is actually part of the consciousness, because it interacts. If you kick the rock, it changes its position, and that means that somebody else might trip over it, and so the rock doesn't understand what's going on, but the rock is part of everything. And I feel like the universe is such a... so the kind of the meaning of life is, and words can't explain this well enough, but I'm certain that the reason of life is love. And love in a way that is not romantic. Can be romantic. I don't get too much of that. Oh, that's really sad. Oh, are we going to talk about my existential loneliness? Anyway, no, not right now. But love as in... I've really worked on giving out the deep love that I have within my heart, if that makes sense. I feel like I've done so much self-exploration and healing work, and I've got no major trauma behind me, nothing like that. Well, can you call a psychopathic anyway, let's not go there. I just feel like I've done a lot of self-work, and the one thing that really stands out in the crowd is that whenever you treat somebody in a good way, there's nothing but to be gained from that. It's so rewarding. It's so unbelievable. Even, and oh my god, okay. This is my morning thought. This is my fucking, here we go, everything. This is what I do with every fucking day. Seriously. So, okay, my following thought. Oh, I lost it. Did I lose it? Yeah, okay, no. So, the Bible is absolutely a part of this all. And it's I feel like throughout times, now there's a big, like, psychedelic movement. I've never taken any mushrooms, like, nothing that alters the state of mind like that. And I'd be very interested in trying something, but I feel like my brain chemistries have always been that way inclined, that I just don't need anything. So throughout times, our stories, like, about God, like, God is just, I think God is synonymous to love. And the stories are literally just about trying to be a good person and receiving the love that the universe gives. The universe doesn't give a shit. Basically, evolution has no direction. Evolution, there is no intention in evolution. There is no intention in the actual natural state of being. There's no intention. It just is.
And I think that is state, is love. It's like, it's just, there is nothing to be gained. Well, actually, I suppose there is. But I feel like as a human being, as a feeling person, so bye-bye, all the psychopaths, get the fuck out, you're not welcome. I suppose they feel rage, actually. So, come on back in. As a feeling person, oh my God, what do I have to live with? Why do I have to live with this brain? It's so difficult. Oh my God, somebody bring me fucking cuddles. It's so annoying. It's not annoying. I love it. So, basically, just love is everywhere. If you just grasp it. I think it was years ago now, but I left the house on my bike and I felt really good. And it wasn't really a conscious decision to spread that feel good, but I just thought I'm going to try and be like open myself up a little bit more and spread that feel good, because like it just felt so good. And so I remember being on the Tyne Bridge in Newcastle, Gateshead. And I was just riding my bike slowly and I was smiling at people who went past me. And they smiled back. It's so unexpected maybe to have somebody who goes past you to smile. And I just did. And they smiled back. And then I said hi to someone. I just went past them. And I know this is a very northeast thing, or say Australian thing. Oh my God, being in Australia was so unbelievable because people were so friendly, especially in like Brisbane and, you know, not in Sydney maybe. No, harsh feelings, Sydney, can't wait to be back in you. Actually, Griff, yeah, man. Oh, yes, I need to get in touch with Griff and see if I will book myself a little holiday to Sydney, Australia, mate, Australia. This year. Okay. Back to the point. What was I saying? Being in Australia. Tyne Bridge. Actually, funny, Newcastle. They've also got a Newcastle in Australia. Anyway. I know it's different when I came back from Australia. I'm sorry. To Finland. I tried to continue the same vibe, and I literally walked on the streets and said, like, people in Australia, you walk on the street and they'll look at you and they'll go, "G'day, mate." And you're like, huh. As a Finnish person, I'm like, I don't know what to say back, so I'll just smile. And in Finland, I tried to do the same. It was so funny. People looked at me like I'd escaped from a fucking insane asylum. Insane asylum sounds like an American word. What is it in Finnish? No, I mean English. Oh my God. One of my first languages. Second, third, I don't know. I don't know any language well enough. Insane asylum. Yeah, sounds very American. But you know what I mean? It's so funny. There is no... See, I woke up before my alarm, so my alarm just went off. My alarm just went off. So that's why that recording paused. Okay, insane asylum words. Yeah, in Finland, just saying "g'day, mate," or like, well, actually say "make up," as in "hey up." To somebody, they just stare at you, like they just stare at you. They literally walk past you and stare at you, like going like, "You're a fucking crazy person. You need to be put away." But here in Newcastle, it works. It does work. I've really tested it out with like that same day. I think it was that time when I went to Old Eldon Square. What was I looking for? There was like a tiny shop, and I went in it, and again, like I was asking for something, and they sort of asked me where I was from, and I said I'm from Finland, and somehow, we got to talking, and I'm pretty sure I didn't get what I wanted. But regardless, anyway, the morale of the story, no, the point was that I went into this place. It was a Monday morning, and I'm self-employed. Good for me if I can tap on the back. Well done. And Monday to Friday daytimes, it's so funny to observe people who are in sort of, I don't know, 9 to 5 jobs, but just like the generic sort of life. People hate Monday. Like Monday morning, oh my God, it's the best thing in the world. It's so good. I love going out in town when other people aren't in town. It's quiet and you can really like have a chilled out time. So yeah, this person who was working there. Oh, sorry. I went in and I could tell that she was having a horrible day. Like, she just hated her Monday. So, oh, fuck's sake, it's fucking Monday, everything is shit. I've just had a fabulous weekend. Now it's Monday again, I'm having to work. It was brilliant. It's just like, it shone from her face how just not content she was. And I went in. I just felt really good. I was like, hey, how you doing? And she said, And then I love vibing off people when they give you something and then you just, it's oh my God, it's so amazing to get to know people. Like to really, really get to know something about them. To like, you know, when you say, how you doing? And the reply you expect is, all right, mate, you. That's not a response. You're not actually telling them how you're doing. And I know, because I've done a lot of this exploration work ever since I was an early teenager, when I discovered that life is a difficult place to navigate. And I was like, do you know what? Fucking hell. When they ask me how I'm doing, I'm going to fucking tell them how I'm doing. So I'm going to be like, don't fucking ask questions if you don't expect a response. So, how you doing? Yeah, okay. Was crying in the shower this morning, to be honest, but that was just to do with something like superficial, and I just think I needed to have a little cry. But you know, I'm pretty all right now. I've just done some exercise, made me feel a lot better, and now I'm here and I'm happy to be interacting with you. How are you? And then they're like, what the fuck? Where was I going with this? Okay, universe, love, meaning of life, the simple stuff. But I could see from this woman's face, I probably ended up spending something like around half an hour in that shop. Tiny shop, where I didn't get what I wanted. But I could see her evolving from this like really down state of hating everything, of hating being there, of hating it being Monday morning, and she's probably got a horrible boyfriend at home who keeps telling her that she's not good enough, and like he can't even give her like physical pleasure and whatnot. Anyway, oh my God, it's too much. Okay, whatever. This is my therapy. That's what I've decided. So here we go. And so that feeling of having given somebody a grain of what I feel like life is all about, as in love. I cared about her. I could see that she wasn't doing well. So I just, and the point is, I'm not trying to bring anyone up by saying positive, nice things. I'm actually, I feel like the only thing that matters is asking people how they're actually doing. That's what I did. So I I don't remember the conversation in detail. But it would have been something like, she'd mention something and I'd be interested in that something, that little thing. because people aren't normally, especially these days, people aren't interested in other people anymore. It's tragic. It's so tragic. People are so focused on their own stomachs that it's just, it's upsetting. It's sickening. It's horrifying. It's really bad. And so it's all about taking time. I was in no hurry. And just standing there and just saying, oh, tell me more. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that. Why did it make you feel that way? And really, really caring about what they answer and taking the time. I feel like it's such a fast-moving world. A social interaction actually is the complete essence of it. The complete essence. The complete essence. I grew up thinking that actually I'd love to. One of the options for my life would be live in the middle of the woods. Probably in Finland or somewhere on Let's see if this is still recording. There we go. Maybe preferably on a remote island, Somewhere warm. Oh, that would have been amazing. But I kind of felt like I can do that. I struggle to find real connection with people. So I might as well just move out to be by myself and find solace in that. But especially with age, and I think supported by all of the research, like all of it, absolutely all of it. Loneliness kills more people than smoking a pack of cigarettes a day or drinking, whatever. Loneliness is the biggest killer. That's a fact. And I think because we all had to endure so much loneliness in lockdown, it really made me think about it. And again, this wasn't really a conscious decision, but I just decided that I'm going to seek human connection more and to pay more attention to it. It's so valuable. It's just so unbelievably valuable, and I've got so many people around me I'm saying so many, not so many, but some people around me who their only friends are the people they grew up with, they went to primary school with, whatever. And they do not do a thing to expand their social network later on in life. I'm sorry, but people change. So as much as those friends will always be super valuable and super close and super amazing because they understand the real you from before you were broken, from childhood, before all the adult trauma, before living through relationships that weren't meant to happen or that were meant to happen but that were really painful, and you haven't processed the things, and then basically you haven't even opened up about those things, and then you're still friends just with the same people that you grew up with who know fuck all about you. And it's really nice to just share some really bland duties with them. Just do some little things. I play games, always valuable. Oh my God, amazing. Playing games with friends, unbelievable. As in board games and stuff. Or what are them video games called? Them things. Online things. But I can't even start to tell you how much I've gained from seeking out new friendships. It's so rewarding because, again, in that moment in time, you can just be 100% who you are in that moment in time. So if I saw somebody from primary school and I had chat with them, I'd just be like, okay, here's a recap of what's happened to me, or here's my CV, basically. And then, oh yeah, let's talk about the past and let's dwell on that. Oh, so how you doing? Oh, okay, you're married. Oh, divorced. Okay. Tell me more. Yeah, okay. Yes. It's all very worthwhile, but it's very superficial because it's so much harder to get to the current state, which is like exactly what happened to me just recently. That's really affected who I am. Because with new friendships, they don't give a shit about your past. They just give a shit about who you are right now and what you can give them, because everything is a reciprocal action in a way. In a way. You can pay in different currencies, as in sometimes there is a wife who just does all the chores in the house and looks after the children and stuff, and the man goes to work and pays for the bills. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm obviously using very, very generic, old-fashioned stereotypes, but that woman is paying her way through this relationship by keeping the house tidy, looking after the children, sucking him off every now and again, you know? That can be a perfectly equal, say, marriage, even if the woman doesn't earn a penny, because it's then that's the dynamic. The woman pays in her way, and the man does his job. And as long as that works, then everything is equal. But I very, very often always have at the back of my mind this kind of, I'd rather be an altruistic person. I want what's best for everyone, rather than being an egotistical bastard. Especially that I don't know. I don't have it in me to hurt other people along my way, and I've had a lot of reflection process going on about this kind of stuff because of a past relationship. Not with my kid's dad, by the way, just in case you were wondering. Where, I don't know, just trying to achieve something by putting people down or just being a shit person. There's no value in that. It's so horrendous. It's like, yes, it keeps the balance in this life, I suppose. We need everyone. We need everything. And everything... This is the thing. As human beings, we're like, what's the reason for that being there? There is no reason. There is no reason. It just is. It is like it was always going to be. Not meant to be. It wasn't meant to be that way. There was no meaning in that sense. But it's always going to be that way. I do see that the universe is very... If we knew the precise location of every single particle in this world, in this universe, then we could predict everything as it's going to unfold. Because of causation. I hit this, like you think about a pool table. You hit a ball with a cue. The cue hits the ball in a certain way, and that ball moves in a certain way because of that action, and then the ball ends up hitting the following balls in a certain way because of exactly what's just happened. And then you might pot something, you might not. Such is life. How far are we going to go with this? This is brilliant. Oh my God, this is so much better than... I'm absolutely loving this. I'm loving this because some mornings, I might just sit up and journal, like write something in my journal, but my thoughts are so much faster than my hand. I find it a bit of a struggle. I do get the sensation. I might just, like, after all of these thoughts on a page in my journal, I might just write down struggle. And that's it. And again, if like a reader read that and you read struggle, you might think, oh God, she was really down. And I wasn't. Everything's just a struggle. God, this sounds so positive. So everything is just a struggle. Life is a struggle, but that's only because of the human perspective. Actually, again, we might reconsider the words, and it might not be a struggle, it's just a process. It's just whatever was always going to be. We were inevitably here. And it's like the contradictions of all the good things, all the big things in life. It's like we were always going to be here, right now. You were always going to be exactly where you are right now. Inevitably. It was always going to happen because of whatever's happened in the past. And yes, I'm talking in very deterministic terms, but I think this is what we're missing in astrophysics and like bringing everything together, is that the world is a completely deterministic place, but that doesn't mean that we can't have free will. Because the sensation is completely real. Anyway, oh my God, too much diversion. Oh shit, I actually feel like I lost my thought there. What was I saying? Oh shit. Oh yeah, the contradictions. No, they're not contradictions, but we were always going to be here. But also the chances of you being here are ridiculously small. It's like if you just look at the sperm race towards the egg to fertilize the egg, it's a ridiculous race. And most of the time it's just one sperm that gets to fertilize the egg when the egg is ready to be fertilized. Just one out of millions of sperm cells. But before then, of course, they talk about how your choice of breakfast cereals affect the quality of your ejaculation. So obviously everything that not follows, what's the opposite of follow? That precedes that those sperms racing their way towards the egg. Is that man being alive? Is that woman being alive? Is them in some way hopefully wanting each other, and for that intercourse to happen, and blah blah blah. Everything is just such a big process. That it's amazing. It's just so fucking amazing to be here to witness it all. It's unbelievable. Let me check that it's running again. Yes. Oh, only 20 minutes. Nothing wrong. It's such a miracle. And let me tell you that I bring together everything I've ever understood about astrophysics and the meaning of life, and everything is that actually, what's really trippy is stop saying actually. Mathematical equations show that we actually live in a hologram. That's so fucking weird. It's so trippy. We think there's up, down, forward and backwards, side to side. But actually, and because maths are the real truth, maths show us stuff that we don't yet understand. And they show that we don't need 3 dimensions in space. Like, we just don't need them. We are just in a hologram. So I'm fairly convinced. That's the wrong wording, actually. I think we're definitely in some sort of a simulation. And otherwise it just doesn't make sense. And here's hopefully a final nugget of stuff that I've learned, is that time, again, our 4th dimension, time doesn't really exist. Well, it does exist, but our perception of time might be very skewed. time might actually run forwards and backwards. And in a way, I feel like, oh, I'm going to die. But I might not. I might just always exist. In a very conscious way, as in conscious, the universe. Oh. And I'll die in my physical form in this life that I perceive, yes. But if time is an illusion, we wonder what was before the Big Bang. That's a pointless question. That doesn't make sense in words. Before the Big Bang didn't exist. It just didn't exist. The deep freeze is a very interesting concept, though. But I suppose if the universe is consciousness, then the universe always keeps expanding. And eventually, basically, like when things are... Because the universe is speeding. It's going out. Unlike we are as humans. Maybe. So if everything just keeps getting further and further away from each other, as in planets and stars and stuff, then in the end, there would be nothing but the deep freeze, that everything would just be, it's called as the spaces, and there's nothing, there's no chance, there's no life, there's nothing. But then, there's so many metaphors. It all like doesn't make sense, and it all makes sense. Again, the big contradictions, the big... okay. One of the big things that I learned at some point that I think, that was think, as in feel changed me as a person, is realizing that the opposite of love isn't hate at all. Hate and love are so close to each other. The opposite of love is indifference. There's nothing that hurts more than for somebody you really crave not caring about you. That's painful. That's so painful. Whereas if they act out as if they hate you, you're still getting attention. And yeah, that's not far away from love. I think I'm going to wrap this up now. I think my morning meditation is done. My stomach is rumbling. I'm going to go what I'd normally do first thing, is then have a shower. God, my stomach's really making noises. I wonder if you can hear them. I'm going to have a shower. This is just wonderful because my kids are away at their grandma's on holiday, and I just need to sort out a few videos, send to friends, and maybe make a little reel out of them. But this has been so fabulous. I actually feel cleansed. I feel so cleansed. These are my pretty much everyday thoughts. And if you've managed it this far, that's awesome. I love people who care about me, because I feel like I genuinely care about people. The other day I posted in our inline skate chat, I was like, who put MDMA in my coffee? Because I wake up and I'm so full of love, it's unbelievable. Everything is so beautiful, and this is like, okay, one more thing. This is just such a big contradiction, because I hope my mum won't. I suppose truths will come out. I did have suicidal ideation when I was a teenager. Probably quite a common thing, to be honest. But I kind of still, would love to live. I used to say I want to live 10,000 years. I think I used to say 100 years. Then I said 10, then I said 1,000. Then I said 10,000. And I'm not going to change it to 100,000 because that's just a long time. 20,000 years. So if anyone can sort that out, please let me know. I want to live for 20,000 years. That's my current want. Because it's important to die. But yeah, it's just funny. God, dying. I just don't want to die. But I've wanted to die in the past. I've really wanted not to exist. I've really wanted not to have to deal with all the human emotions in the world. It's really fucking painful and it's horrible. But it's not. That's the beauty. It's, if you don't struggle, if you don't feel the pain, then you will never feel the love. You have to feel the pain to receive the good stuff. You really have to. And you have to embrace it. Because I sometimes, when I feel pain, I sometimes cry, and I feel a part of that cry is to do with really appreciating the pain. Oh my God, here we go. There's so much joy. There's so much beauty in suffering. That if we can just embrace exactly what we are. And I mean, if you're a psychopath, if you're an actual nonce or, paedophile, then you just need help. So you don't act on the impulses of wanting to have sex with children or murder people. That's not okay. That's not okay. Not okay. It's not your duty. It really isn't your duty to take somebody else's life, to take somebody else's self-esteem, to take... Oh my God, okay. I think it's time. Thank you for being a true friend. I really appreciate this. I'm going to go and have a shower, maybe a little cry. I hope you'll have a fantastic day. And fantastic doesn't mean that you'll be happy, you'll be joyful. It just means that you try and live in the moment and see if there's anything good you can give to the world, or remove any of the bad habits or bad behaviours that you've been having so far. Just try and change your perspective a little bit. Absolutely enormous amounts of love. Love you so much.
Okay. I have no idea what that was like, because I still haven't listened back to the recording. So I hope you enjoyed being amongst my brain for what seems to be quite a while, actually. And for future reference as well, I nearly always play my episodes, my podcasts, not mine, but like the ones I listen to at 1.5 speed. So sometimes even 2. Sometimes rarely even 3 times speed. And if it's really deep content that I really, really want to focus on, then maybe 1.2. But yeah, just going forward, I think some people haven't even realised that you can speed up the episodes. That's how I manage to focus best on what's being said and stuff. So there we go. There's a tip for you. All I want to say in the last 40 seconds of this episode is please do subscribe to my brand new podcast, which is going to be my therapy, my connection-seeking behaviour. And please do connect. You can shoot me a DM on Instagram at Erica_Helsinki. Erica's with a K. If you do wish to do so, or email hello@ericahelsinki.com. Also, share this episode with one friend. That would mean the world to me. Remember to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Love you. Bye!